This is the Tyler Morgan Show on Relentless Daring Media Network.
Welcome to the land of urban and bad decisions, where the nights are long and the truth cuts deep. Voices rise against the tide with clear intentions, in a place where freedom never sleeps. Echoes of the past in the halls of tomorrow. The light will chase away the whispers of sorrow. Stand tall, never bow, the fight's just beginning. With every word, the fire keeps on spinning. After all, you got a message for the nation. Raising up the flag with no hesitation. Through the storm, the fire burns bright. On the edge of reason, we defend our rights. Oh.
Welcome back to Land of Bourbon and Bad Decisions. This is the Tyler Morgan Show. New year, new something or other. Before I get into it and all the insanity, first of all, thank you for joining me live on twitch.tv/@the-Tyler-Morgan-Show, or check this out later on YouTube, youtube.com/@the-Tyler-Morgan-Show, or wherever you listen to podcasts, because you do not enjoy looking at my ugly mug. But before I get into all the wild and wacky that has been going on in the past couple of weeks that I have been off, which really I'm not getting into all of it because holy crap, there was a bunch. I said I'm taking 2 weeks off to get through Christmas and New Year's, then come back, and then the world has gone insane. But the way I like to deal with an insane world is through lots of pews and more pews, and I like to get my pews through Firearms Direct Club. Firearms Direct Club is the only true wholesale pricing service that you can sign up for and you can subscribe to. Check them out, firearmsdirectclub.com. Use the link in the show notes. That way it tracks it back to me. And be sure to use my promo code Tyler3 to save $3 a month off of your subscription if you pay for the monthly. Again, I don't know how much it saves you on the annual or the weekly, but again, using that promo code Tyler3 saves you $3 a month off your monthly subscription, not just when you first sign up and then you pay the full price after that. For the entire time that you are a member of Firearms Direct Club, you will save that $3 a month, life of your subscription. I mean, you can't beat that. And then you go out and research and compare prices on ammo, accessories for your pews, especially like those FFLs, or even the price of actual pews. There's a pew that I plan on buying that, compared to my local gun store, it is damn near half off. I mean, you can't beat that. Half off. I mean, granted, other pews are going to be higher. You're not going to save as much, but check them out. Compare to your local gun stores. Compare to the big box stores, wherever you want. And if you're going to be ordering anything that is not a pew or an FFL item, such as, a silencer, a suppressor, don't want to upset the gun people. Anything that you want to get shipped to your house that is not controlled by the ATF, by all means, have it sent to your house. If you are buying an item that must be handled by an FFL, firearms, suppressors, things like that, there's some things you need to know. Yes, they do have to be shipped to an FFL, which, call around, find a gun store that will do that transfer for you. Get their FFL number. Makes it a lot easier on the shipping end for getting the right information. That way it goes to the right store. And also be sure that you are legally allowed to own and possess a firearm. If you are a felon under the subject of a protection order, you've been convicted of domestic violence, guess what? You cannot buy a firearm. So don't even try it. You're dumb if you are trying to do that. And also, if you are living in a state that has certain hate towards high capacity firearms, you know, assault rifles, AR type weapons, semi automatic weapons, anything like that, and you're trying to have that firearm sent to you or sent to your FFL, yeah, when they realize where it's going and the restrictions that are on that firearm, they're not sending it to you. It's just nature of the beast. So just remember those things if you're trying to order a firearm or another FFL ATF regulated item that you can purchase through there. Check them out today, Firearms Direct Club. Be sure to use the link in the show notes and promo code Tower3 to save that $3 a month off of your subscription for the life of your subscription. Okay. So, like I said, there has been a crap ton of stuff that has happened in the time that I said, hey, I want to take some time off, relax, enjoy my weekends. New Year's Eve, early New Year's morning, you had the crazy guy, the Army veteran, who decided that it would be a brilliant idea that he was going to radicalize himself and then strap an ISIS flag onto the back of his truck, rig up some bombs, grab a gun, and then go crash into a New Year's party in New Orleans. Yeah, I didn't have terror attack on my 2025 bingo card, nor did I have another Army veteran blowing up a Cybertruck in front of Trump Hotel in Vegas. Yeah, didn't have that one. Oh crap! What else do we have? Holy moly! There was just so much. But now, California. I got to talk about California because California, Southern California, is on fire, literally, as well as figuratively, and I know that there's a bunch of people who have just been ragging on celebrities who have lost their homes. You know, I'm not going to do that. Regardless of how just horrible of a human being some of these celebrities are, Mark Hamill. Because at the end of the day, I don't care how awful somebody is. I don't want tragic circumstances visited on them. My heart goes out to those people whose political stances make me just despise everything they do. But at the end of the day, they're still a human being. And they're still being subjected to the same horrible tragedy as the poor guys down the street. The poor people who the homeless people who everything they have is in a shopping cart and the shopping cart is just burned up. Because that is the appropriate way to feel as a human being. Not to be, Jayapal from Washington, Congresswoman Jayapal. I don't remember if she's Congresswoman or a senator. Either way, she's an idiot who posts a picture or video of a McDonald's just being torched in these fires. And it's about time that corporations have to face the effects of climate change. Listen here, you stupid twat. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. You stupid, arrogant. Look at me. I'm so much better than you, twat. The majority, 93% to be exact, of McDonald's stores are franchisees, meaning they are not owned by McDonald's. They are owned by individuals. Sometimes they're a person who has enough money, they buy 3 or 4 or 5 of them, but they're still small businesses. pardon me, at the end of the day, it's not just the person who's having to pay royalties to McDonald's in order to run that restaurant. It's not just them who is now out of a building, out of business. It's their employees at the end of the day who are now out of business. And you're making fun of that. You arrogant, self-righteous twat waffle. You're the same person that now that this new Seattle minimum wage law has gone into effect, people are losing their jobs, businesses are closing down at a record rate, and you're all, yay, it's all sunshine and rainbows because the minimum wage is like an ungodly high amount that moms and pops cannot afford to pay to their employees. And so it's like, screw it, it's cheaper to close down. But yeah, Pramila Jayapal, always on the right side of everything. Just so people know, this is still my first glass I've been working on for like an hour, not actually drunk, as much as these stories make me want to be. Yeah, it's insane that people are coming out and just blasting celebrities. Oh, look at you. How's it feel? Yeah. And people who are supposed to be smart just running everyone into the ground over it. It's absolute douchebaggery on both sides of the aisle. And the dumb thing is, you have people who act like they're smart and they really don't understand the climate that is Los Angeles. I know Los Angeles is a coastal desert. I know they say that the Mediterranean climate because it gets more than enough rain to keep it from being a desert. Oh, really, it's not. Because I've been to deserts before, and you know what they have growing in deserts? They have growing on the mountainsides of the Santa Monica Mountains and everywhere else that's just burning to a crisp in the Los Angeles area. Shrubbery. They have all kinds of shrubbery in the Mojave Desert, believe it or not. They have all kinds of shrubbery in the mountain deserts of Afghanistan and growing across the deserts of Iraq. The problem with LA is it gets most of its rain during a certain window of the year. It's a monsoon season. And even the LA basin has had heavy rain seasons for the last 2 years. For the last 2 years, it's gained almost 52 inches, almost 53 inches in rain, which for LA is a lot. I think the average for LA is about 20 inches a year. So they've gotten more than double what they normally get in the last 2 years, but it comes in certain times where you get all at once. It's the reason why back in the spring, you had the spring of last year, you were getting all this flooding in LA because it was getting so much rain that the infrastructure couldn't handle it. And so you have these periods where you get all this rain and then it pretty much dries up. Oh, LA only got the last rain they got was like a quarter inch in May of last year. Yeah, it was also at the tail end of their monsoon season. Guess what's going to be coming up here shortly in LA? Their monsoon season. We're going to be seeing, oh my God, all the plant life burned off in these in the Hollywood Hills. Now we're having mudslides. I guarantee that's what's going to happen. At the end of the day, just like every other part of California, you have fires that clear everything out, And then the rains come, and then surprise, mudslides. It's just the sad state of affairs of that region. And as much as people want to blame governance, which don't get me wrong, I do believe governance does have an issue when you have the mayor of Los Angeles, Karen Bass, cutting X amount of money from fire departments. When you have the state leadership, which they can divert some of the snow melt in Northern California to actually go down to the reservoirs in California in Southern California to fill those reservoirs to ensure that the people of Southern California have the water they need for just regular life. And in the case of wildfires, being able to fight those. Pardon me. I mean, but no, they say, oh, well, we have to divert all this into the Sacramento River. That way we can save these 3-inch smelts. Well, I'm sorry. I don't give a damn about the Sacramento smelt or whatever the hell it is. The San Joaquin River smelt, the Delta smelt. I don't care because I care about people more than I do a 3-inch fish that ultimately does not have a huge bearing on the ecosystem of the San Joaquin Rivers, the Sacramento River. I don't care. But the people who do this, the people who really ensure these policies have gone into effect, you see, they're not pro-humanity at all. They say a lot of pro-humanity stuff. Well, we have to save the resources for our future. No, they don't care about our future as humanity because they're anti-human. They put the importance of kangaroo rats over people because, well, this kangaroo rat is threatened in this area, so you cannot disturb its habitat underneath this brush pile. Well, that brush pile with the 500 kangaroo rats living in it is attracting rattlesnakes, and those are a danger to myself, my pets, and my children. Still, you can't touch the wood pile and get rid of the kangaroo rats, which would be a shame if lightning just struck that brush pile and burned it down, all the rats with it. That's the problem. You put a lot of people moving out of the cities into the wooded areas, out into these places in the Hollywood Hills, getting away from LA, just trying to find a little piece of land to call their own. They go out into the wilderness and they start heavily inhabiting it. And then when nature does what nature does and does its eventual purge and clears out the dead plant life, the dead tree branches, the dead falls, the underbrush that is, too dry because it's not getting enough water. And then you have people in the middle of it. These houses suddenly become more tinder and more fuel for these fires. Yeah. And again, to the people who've lost everything in California, my heart goes out to you. There are some amazing people doing just yeoman's work. Chef Andrew Gruel is one of the guys on the ground in LA. I mean, he's got restaurants south of LA, and he's working to feed people who are fleeing the fires. And if you don't follow him on social media, he's a great follow on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. Mercury One, who I am not affiliated with. I gave them money once to help assist getting SIV people out of Afghanistan. That's the extent of work that I have with Mercury One. If you want to give money to a great charity that, 100% of your donation goes to helping people in need, whether it's, in Southern California, they're still helping people in Western North Carolina, Eastern Kentucky, Eastern Tennessee, who are still in the throes of recovery from Hurricane Helene. That's a great place. They're doing great work. JP Decker and all those guys with them. Um, just so many. And again, I give thanks to those people who are on the ground trying to help with what they can. Um, to those people who have lost everything, my heart goes out to you. I don't care if you're a stark raving crazy leftist. You still lost everything. It's devastating. To those people whose homes were lost, that because California capped what homeowners insurances can charge for fire coverage. And so now their house just burned down and their insurance company is going to be like, sorry. Dude, man, I couldn't imagine. I cannot imagine being saddled with having a home that my insurance won't pay off because they drop they drop my coverage. I mean, that is a huge kick in the teeth considering home prices in California. Now you're still making payments on a charred pit. That is I'm at a loss of words. And it's my job to have words to do this. And I can't. I pray for everyone, man. I don't care if you're an atheist and you hate my guts because I'm a conservative. I'm praying for you because you need all the help you can get. I don't care if you're a fellow conservative just trying to get by in LA. You've lost everything, and that I had a fire under my house from a lightning strike a couple years ago. All in all, our insurance ended up paying out close to $17,000 in, you know, what they owed to the people who came and dried up all the water and did all the cleanup after the fire. The contractor who had to replace floors that were cut out by the fire department, replace joists that were about burned in two from the fire itself, go through and find all the fire damage, clear it out, the brand new heating and air system that had to go in, you know, that for a couple months was absolutely unbearable, but we got through it. And I couldn't imagine having to replace literally everything. So my heart goes out to everybody. My prayers are for everybody in California who is currently without a home, without any of their possessions because they all got burned up, and even the homeless who the only things they have are the clothes on their back, and they were having a hard enough time as it was. Those who are fighting with addiction and mental health issues, and now the safe places that they had are gone. There's more to the humanity and the suffering that they're facing than just does someone have a home or not? Are they left or right? Are they liberal? Are they progressive? Are they conservative? None of that matters. And I've been seeing a lot of people, oh, they've not been losing water pressure, blah, blah. Well, if they weren't losing water pressure, the firefighters weren't losing water pressure, then why is Gavin Newsom investigating it or authorizing the investigation of that? There's so much I want to be right because your side has to be wrong going on social media. I personally do not give a damn about, are the people on the right correct? Are the people on the left correct? And we're the wrong ones. It doesn't bother me. Again, it's the humanity, it's the suffering of people, not the political gamesmanship, which is another thing that I've been loving, the utter hypocrisy of left-wing commentators on Twitter. No politicize, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, hold on, wait, hold on. Stop for a second. If a tragedy could be politicized for your talking points, which a lot of people on the left are politicizing this talking point for, yeah, we need to fight climate change and global warming, man. There's a lot of that going on, but they turn around literally the tweet after and say, you can't politicize this, man. Like, dude, do you understand what you just said 5 minutes ago? 5 minutes ago, Pramila Jayapal talking about how, oh my God, now the corporations have to see what they're doing to fuel climate change. And then turn around, and then you criticize the right for pointing out flaws in the governance. You cheer one and then say the other's bad. You're the same people that after a school shooting, you will smear the blood of dead children on your faces, stack their bodies up, and use them as a freaking soapbox. Because you love dead babies so much, you will stand them up. You will hoist their corpses up and say, look at this, look at this, look at what their belief in X, Y, and Z has done. But you're going to lecture the right on don't use a tragedy for political exploit. Oh, shut up. It's the most disingenuous argument you idiots could ever make. You're the people who talk about about how important life is and blah, 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 unless it's an unborn baby. If it's an unborn baby, it's not important. In fact, it's not even a life. Well, to that I say, may thou ingest a satchel of Richards. Oh, right. So, some other stuff that's going on. Breaking news earlier today, as a matter of fact, had to retrieve my handy dandy note sheet here. So, earlier today, it was announced that Special Counsel Jack Smith has resigned from the Department of Justice. It couldn't happen to a better guy, let me tell you. But before I tell you, let me talk to you about beard oil. Yes, beard oil. I know. I'm just like kind of glancing at this and just seeing what I have here. So beard oil is great. It keeps my beard all nice and soft, so that way it's not all itchy, scratchy, and you know, You ever try to grow a beard and you don't really take care of your face real well, and just your cheeks, your neck, and all that itches to no end. And as your beard starts to grow out, you get the split ends. It gets all kind of net, you know, starts to really get kind of mad up, and it's just like you hate it. You never want to grow a beard. The problem is you're not using good beard care products. I recommend the beard care products of bluecollarbeardsman.com. Join them and you can get a monthly subscription. They will ship to you a special scent of the month. Uh, they've had some really great ones over the last couple of years. Their standard lineup is also just top notch. Great scents that last throughout the day. So it's not like you put your beard oil in, you can smell it for the first 20 minutes and then it's gone. No, they have great scents that really stick with you and absolutely just does a great job. I have a lineup of beard washes and beard conditioners, combs, apparel. Check out all they have to offer, bluecollarbeardsman.com. All right. So, again, back to Jack Smith. I hit the wrong button again. Don't you just love it when I do that? I really need someone their whole job is to click buttons. Instead, you have me trying to click buttons and talk, and my brain process things, and I'm slowly working on fogging my brain with a wonderful bottle of 100 proof Old Forester. They are not a sponsor of the show. I just happen to be drinking it, and it's right there. All right, so Jack Smith is resigning from the Department of Justice. The special counsel Jack Smith resigned from the Department of Justice following the completion of his cases against President-elect Donald Trump. Smith resigned on Friday, according to court filing that was submitted on Saturday. Officials at the DOJ urged U.S. District Judge Eileen Cannon not to extend the court order issued by her to block Smith's final report, according to Politico. The two cases Smith oversaw were the so-called classified documents case and the federal election interference case. Oh, and then that's the end of the story. Yeah, so he's out, and there's still a lot of shenaniganery going on with with all of that concerning, pardon me, the release of his final report, which honestly, these kind of final reports are kind of useless because honestly, what it is, not a real breakdown of the full information from the case. His report, should it be released, is basically like what every other prosecutor does when they go before a grand jury. Here is all the testimony we have that goes against Donald Trump. Here is all the evidence we have that goes against Donald Trump. Here is all of this that goes against Donald Trump. Goes against. Anything exculpatory that they may have, they're not going to include it. Why? Because it's not legally required to release it. It is a one-sided document that would not do anything to clarify, but will do everything to further vilify. Look, I showed you Donald Trump was bad. Look at all this stuff that Jack Smith found in his investigation. If Donald Trump had anything exculpatory, don't you think it would be in there? No, I don't think it would be in there. Not at all. Just like when a case is brought before a grand jury seeking an indictment, the only person who has any responsibilities is the prosecutors. Now, now you may have your attorney there to advise you, but your defense attorney doesn't get to call into question and then, you know, the what this evidence is, how it was obtained. Anything exculpatory might be, handed over to your defense attorney in discovery, but the prosecution has no requirement to make that known to the grand jury while they're making the case for their indictment. So yeah, Jack Smith not releasing all of that is not shocking at all. It is par for the course. And so if he doesn't get to release it, which so far there's been one appeals court that has said, "Oh no, Judge Cannon, he can release it," which I'm sure the Trump's attorneys are going to continue to fight it because again, in the classified documents case, because it was never actually at trial, there was no attempt to get the FBI to explain. So if these documents are so dangerous that, if they fell into the wrong hands, X, Y, and Z could happen. Why were you taking pictures of them? Because in all actuality, that was a photo op. Were those actual classified documents? Probably not, but they're just documents that they slapped a classification cover sheet on and stood them out there and took pictures just to, release to the news media. It wasn't even taken as evidence. It was taken as a photo op. It was 100% staged for the sole purpose of, look how bad Donald Trump is. He's awful. How dare he? But what do I know? I'm just a schlub with the podcast. All right, the last thing I want to cover here before I get ready to wrap up show number 1 for 2025. It's more Donald Trump, and for a president-elect, he has been getting quite a bit done. For instance, one of the big things that he wanted to see happen after he was sworn into office here today's the 11th, 9 days, really 8 days and a wake up because it's almost 10:45 at night. But anyways, I digress. He wanted to see Justin Trudeau no longer being the Prime Minister of Canada, which as of March 1st or whenever it is that the Canadians have their little parliamentary election, pardon me, and they have a new Liberal Party leader, old JT, the son of Fidel Castro, allegedly, will step down as Prime Minister and as leader of the Canadian Liberal Party. Shucks. All right, so Trump starts governing early from his Palm Beach shadow White House, creating significant impact. Again, this is from Just the News. So President-elect Donald Trump's past few months have been unusually busy for an incoming president and have seen him notch key agenda wins before even returning to office. With President Joe Biden essentially absent from the public eye, Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate has taken on the role of a shadow White House from which he has begun to operate a sort of pre-presidential administration. Foreign dignitaries, domestic politicians, and billionaire investors alike have flocked to the Palm Beach resort to meet with the incoming president, some of whom have brought with them economic and or ideological offerings. His reach has extended well beyond the confines of his compound, reverberating across allied nations while he and his surrogates work to seemingly push out opposition figures leading key American partners. Here's a look at his biggest moves while waiting to reclaim the Oval Office. Deposing Trudeau. Yes, yes, yes. Outgoing Canadian Prime Minister Justin Castro Trudeau speedily traveled to Mar-a-Lago after Trump floated the possibility of imposing tariffs on the country. The meeting was widely panned in Canadian media and even led to comedic skits depicting Trudeau as eating a Big Mac without the use of his hands at Trump's behest. Which, gosh, I'd love to see that video. The president-elect's subsequent retorts referring to Trudeau as governor of Canada further belittled his status in the eyes of the Canuck electorate. Already struggling in the polls, Trump's proposition of making Canada the 51st state seems to have helped fuel Trudeau's already significant decline in public opinion. And he subsequently announced his plans to resign once the Liberal Party selected his replacement. Pardon me. Big tech pays homage. Trump notched a major win on digital censorship when Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg announced the platform would end its partnership with fact-checking organizations. Oh no. And instead switched to user-driven correction system similar to X's community notes. And insisted the move followed a late November meeting at Mar-a-Lago between Zuckerberg and Trump. I really don't trust Zuck as far as I can throw him. Facebook is one of the major platforms that banned Trump in the wake of January 6, 2021 incident at the U.S. Capitol, though it later restored his accounts. In December, Facebook parent company Meta donated $1 million to Trump's inauguration fund. Ah, yes, kiss the ass that needs kissing. Google and Boeing this week each donated $1 million to the same fund, helping the pot reach a record $170 million. Amazon executive chairman Jeff Bezos, moreover, congratulated Trump on his comeback and later met with him at Mar-a-Lago. The owner of the Washington Post prevented left-wing outlet from issuing an endorsement in the 2024 election. He has further worked to tone down the outlet's anti-Trump bias in the wake of said election. Democrats coming on board John Fetterman. If you listened to my appearance on the Brutally Honest year-end review, I've said some good things about John Fetterman lately, following his seemingly reset brain. He's kind of said, he's still pretty liberal, but he's not just a senator to the liberals of Pennsylvania, that he is a senator to conservatives and liberals both. And as such, he's actually here lately been doing a damn good job of being representative of both factions of the state of Pennsylvania. So, Fetterman has developed a reputation as a moderate willing to work with Republicans and co-sponsored the Lake and Riley Act in the Senate, which would require the detention of illegal immigrants accused of a wide array of crimes. That bill passed the House this week and cleared a procedural hurdle in the upper chamber. It is expected to pass the Senate and reach the president's desk in time for Trump's inauguration. I think it's pretty reasonable that if the president would like to have a conversation or invite someone to have a conversation, to have it. And no one is my gatekeeper. He also appears to have found an ally in Representative Jared Moskowitz, Democrat in Florida, who in December joined the Doge Caucus, a group of lawmakers dedicated to working with Trump's Department of Government Efficiency. Doge. Foreign investors are lining up. SoftBank, Damac Properties pledged $100 million, $20 billion investment in U.S. respectively. Damac Chairman Hussein Sazwani and SoftBank Group CEO Masayoshi Son both visited Mar-a-Lago and announced their investments in a joint press conference with Trump. The incoming president used the Damac conference to highlight his pledge to help clear administrative red tape for foreign investors as an incentive to do business in the U.S. Manifest Destiny Oh yeah, that'd be Donald Trump looking at trying to purchase Greenland because the people of Greenland hate Denmark, and apparently Denmark hates the Greenlanders. So the people of Denmark are like, bro, we got the MAGA caps. Take us, take us. And then trying to reestablish control of the Panama Canal Zone, which was given up by the late Jimmy Carter. I see your flags are still at half mast. Lovely. Man's in the ground. Raise the flags back up. And the president been 30 days. You gotta wait 30 days. Whatever. I say further wouldn't rule out military force to take Greenland or the Canal Zone. Denmark currently maintains official control over Greenland and is a member of NATO, as is Canada. When pressed on whether he would rule out a military seizure, he told reporters that I'm not going to commit to that now. It might be that you'll have to do something. Look, the Panama Canal is vital to our country, and it is. Outside of actual military bases, turning over control of the fastest way from the Atlantic to the Pacific for ships over to the second party, Panama, who then turn around and put control over it to a third party, China, who does not like us very much. Just seems dumb. Now, maybe it will come out and there'll be some diplomacy there. And we can get Panama to turn over the canal control to the United States again via diplomatic channels. I really don't want to see an invasion of Panama for the canal. I mean, yeah, it worked out great with Operation Just Cause and seizing Noriega, but I don't think we need to do that and start a war with freaking China over the canal. Again, let's find peaceful, diplomatic solution. Shall we? Oh, pardon me. Yeah, and it's just, and right now there's about 100 executive orders. I believe I've spoken on executive orders. I'm not a fan. But when done right, they do direct the executive how to properly carry out the execution of the laws passed by Congress and to offer guidance and all that. Donald Trump has like 100 already lined out for Inauguration Day ish. Pardon me. Sometimes they go in and while they're waiting on the inaugural parade to start, they go in and start signing executive orders. Other times they wait till the next day. Yeah, their first full day in office is just get hand cramps signing those executive orders. But either way, Donald Trump is definitely prepared. He's done, I think, a much better job vetting his potential cabinet members. And there's still a few people I'm not too sure about. And their history of, maybe not being quite so pro-America. But everything seems to be going a lot better this time around than the last. So, Donald Trump, good luck. God bless. And let me look at my calendar here. Calendar. I can't get anything to work. Next time I'm here, you'll be 2 days away from being the president officially again. But hopefully the next 4 years, instead of the insanity and chaos and panic and everyone being all up in their feels about everything, hopefully we start to turn things around for the better. I look forward to things being turned around. Again, President Trump, God bless you. Thank you so much for being willing to do this again after the last 4 years that you put up with so much crap. Good luck. God bless. God bless America. All right. So that's going to wrap up the show for this week. Week technically 1. Actually, it's technically week 3. If I'm not mistaken, of 2025. Oh, no, just week 2 of 2020. It is what it is. First week, first episode of the year done. It's awesome. If you stuck around for this long, you definitely notice there's a different intro music going on. I'm playing around with some AI stuff, and see if I can find it here. What's called? I don't have it pulled up, but check out some new AI stuff. Made a little themey music. I think I'll put like the full one with the lyrics up on YouTube. That way it can you can see what the Tyler Morgan show theme, is actually saying. Because sometimes AI can be a little hard to understand. Because it's sometimes it's like really bad auto tune. So I'll put the video with the full lyrics up on the YouTubes. That way we'll check it out. Again, thank you so much for listening. Same 4 things I ask every week. If you are new to the show, please, if you're on YouTube, please subscribe, hit the notifications. That way, whenever I post new stuff, like when this episode goes up, or when the lyric video for the theme song goes up on the YouTubes, you will be able to see it, or you'll get the notification. Check it out. Please subscribe, bell for notifications, like the video, all those other things the fancy YouTubers ask you to do. You listen to this on podcasts. The same 4 things I ask every week for the podcast listeners. Number 1, please, if you are new, subscribe. Subscribing is good. It helps more people find the show. Also, be sure to rate. Look for 5 stars. I'll accept 4. 3 and below, we need to have a chat. Hit me up on Twitter at Fake Tyler Morgan. Slide in my DMs. Tell me why you think I deserve a 3 or less. If you're kind of pithy and you make me laugh while doing it, you will be my new best friend. Because if you can insult me and make me laugh at the same time, I want to be your friend. You have mastered the way, and I need to learn it. Please hit me up on X at Fake Tyler Morgan. Also, once you have subscribed, subscribed and rated, please review, say something nice on the show. That way, as the algorithm helps people find the show, they can read the reviews and go, oh, people kind of seem to like this guy. That guy over there is a little bit of an asshole about it, but hey, to each own. So once you have rated it and reviewed it, and you have subscribed, please share this episode. Share a link to the podcast in general with someone who you think will love the show. I am here to entertain people who think like me. Or I am here to annoy the crap out of people who you think would absolutely despise me. Send my show to them too. I will get a kick out of the angry email. You suck. My friend sent me this. You're awful. That makes my day when I get those emails. Please. And thank you. You've been so kind. Again, as always, I've got to rate to set things up. And as always, stay relentless. The Tyler Morgan Show is a Relentless Daring media production. The Tyler Morgan Show is supported by its listeners. To support the show, go to ko-fi.com/Tyler Morgan Show to donate there, or relentlessdaring.com and hit the donate button at the top of the page to set up your donation. All music used in the Tyler Morgan Show is used with permission from purpleplanet.com, link in the show notes. 2 Timothy 1:7.